I'm going for the eye.
Everybody loves a good steak, and especially when it's cooked like this. I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways to cook the perfect steak. Cooking a steak is easy and simple, and there are a million ways to do it. I just want to show you guys this one way that I really enjoy doing myself. This is a côte de bœuf from Ireland, but look at the intramuscular fat. This means this steak will have a lot of flavor. Beautiful little bit of fat on the outside, nice rib cap on top. The difference between what we're going to do today and cooking, for instance, on a grill grate or a cast iron pan is that this gives off a smooth and subtle heat. Let me show you the secret to that. It is this massive thing. This has a beautiful smooth surface. It is super heavy and therefore can hold a lot of energy. This is called a soapstone. Let's fire up the grill. Fire starters are burned up, time to put the soapstone in. We want this thing in before our grill gets hot because it needs to get up to temperature slowly. When you heat up stone really quick, you might be in danger of breaking it. So let it come up with the grill slowly, nice and easy. This is gonna be so good, but that's not it. That's just the steak. We're gonna make a beautiful compound butter to go with it. We're going to be using real butter. This stuff is super hard, so I'm putting it in the grill and hope it warms up a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to chop fine a shallot, chop fine some parsley, grind some black pepper, and put in a little bit of salt. Then when the butter is starting to get soft, take it out, put it in the bowl, mesh it. Oh man, this is not going to work. I'm going to take this inside. I'm hot, the butter is hot, the grill is hot, so let's start cooking. But the big question is that stone hot? So there's a way to find out. We're just gonna put on a little bit of olive oil and dump in just a little bit of a shallot. And when the shallot starts frying, like so, we know it's good to go. Now it's time to put the steak on. We're going to put it on with the fat first. So this is a hard fat. That's the fat that doesn't completely render down. So what we're going to do is we're gonna place it down on that stone. And the stone is going to do the magic. The fat's going to melt and it's going to create a layer of oil on that stone. What we're basically doing right now is slow frying the steak. The stone is just going to take all that fat and have all of that energy that's inside the stone and just give it to that steak. But slowly, give it to the steak. And the steak is building up a crust in the meantime. So we gotta wait for around a minute or two for that crust to be fully formed. Could be 3 minutes, but you just gotta check it. Then we'll flip it around to the outside. Absolutely gorgeous. Perfect crust. Now we flip her over, back on the stove. Another 2-3 minutes, and look at this beauty. It doesn't get any better than this. This is a crust unlike you've ever seen before. This crust is so crispy, it basically sounds like the skin of a pork that's turned into chicharrones. It's just too crisp. And that's what you get from the shallow fry from that soapstone. Nothing else can give you a crust like this. Now I'm going to lower the temperature by closing that bottom vent. And we're going to let this slowly come up to a core temperature. I want to make sure that I get it right, so I'm going to put in a thermometer. You always want to make sure you check your temperatures, because that's the way we gotta cook our steaks. Get it right or don't do it at all. I'm gonna cut this steak up a little different than what you're used to. I'm gonna take off the rib cap first, slice it into little parts, and look at how beautiful and juicy that is. And I'm gonna take a piece of that butter and gonna put on it. And if you think this is gonna be a heart attack, guess again. This is pure goodness. Oh man, I'm just stunned. That is so tasty. That meat is insane. I love that intramuscular fat. And I know I say it every time, but it's true. Get a steak that has some fat in it. It's important. Go to your butchers and tell them what you saw on Pitmaster X and tell them you need him to get you some.
All right, the rib cap. I miss steaks like these. It's simplicity. I love it.
Here's the part that was sitting against the bone, and look how beautiful, juicy that is. But the best part is the fat, crispy bit on top. Oh.
You don't need much to get a good steak. You don't need much. This isn't a Wagyu steak, right? Pretty normal steak, right? And oh, it's so good.
But let's move on to our beautiful eye, because that's what you're buying the rib eye for. Beautiful, nice juicy rib eye. Absolutely gorgeous. And I didn't season this with salt, but I put on a little bit more salt in the butter, and the butter's gonna melt inside this little slice of steak. That's gonna give me so much pleasure.
If you're like, okay, I want to get into the steak game, you don't need to get further than this. This is all you need. I'm going for the eye. I'm not gonna say that Irish beef is better than Irish whiskey, because I'm hoping that Conor McGregor is sending me a case of his whiskey. I can't blink. It's like...
It's pretty good, pretty good.
Oh man, but it's just really, really good.
All right, time to grab me a beer. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, then leave us a big thumbs up and a comment down below. See you guys next time. Until then,
Eet smakelijk.
and keep on grilling! Beer, beer, beer.